Greetings from Bermuda, this is BDA Limey and welcome back to The Longing, a game about patience and waiting that takes place over 400 days of real time, potentially somewhat accelerated. And when we last left our friend the Shade, he was reading the Nibelungenlied, which I probably pronounced completely wrong. And he has made his way to the end. Don't know if he discovered anything in there again when he was reading, but if he did, it doesn't look like he has anything to say to us about it. So, let's kind of jump back in and check in on things. I honestly don't have a plan as to what to do. We are now at 254 days remaining until the king wakes up. Time is going quickly in our bedroom. 6 or 7 seconds by the looks of it for every second of real time. But once we leave here, the time will pass at the same speed that it does in the real world. But yeah, I honestly don't know what to do. We broke our Matic a couple of episodes back, so we can no longer even dig up anything. Oh, okay, I remember one thing we did. So one thing we did do was start to look at whether there might be a way out of the caves at this point here, by planting a pink mushroom next to a green one. Because when we do that, it seems to make a giant mushroom. And my theory is that maybe it's possible to use that as a step to get up the cliff. I'm not sure last time whether we actually did manage to plant 2 of those mushrooms next to each other or not. I think we did pick up a green mushroom and plant it in a spot where a pink one had been previously. I don't know if that's going to have done anything or not. Anyway, we'll take a wander over there and see if anything has changed either there or en route. But we've mostly explored all of the caves now. If we can find another Matic, we may be able to do more excavation in our bedroom. I'm not sure. I was thinking about that. I'm trying to remember whether we actually did do that the first time we started excavating, and that was an area where it said, oh no, the rock's too hard here, you Matic can't excavate it. But that's kind of a moot point, because at the moment I don't know how to get to the second Matic. So I'm kind of hoping that I'm just going to stumble across something that's changed. It's been about, I'm trying to remember how many days were left in game time. I think there were about 300 games left in 300 days remaining in game time when we left last time. The 50 days have passed, which is time for something to happen. I don't know. Starting to feel a little bit aimless. I mean, it is supposed to be a game about not doing very much. Just chilling out and taking your time and maybe reading a book, doing some exploration. But on the other hand, we have basically explored pretty much everywhere we can get to. I don't know for sure how much will change over time. Yes, just see, right? Take a wander and see. I was also wondering if it may be the Shade's birthday today. So apparently he does have a birthday. It's my birthday today in the real world. So I was wondering if it might actually be linked to that. but it doesn't seem like it is. So we can get rid of that theory. I guess if it's a particular day in game time, it's actually going to be quite hard to, or the odds of you actually being online at the time when it's his birthday are probably quite small. But I think there is an achievement if you do that. But I got no clue when his birthday would be. No way to even judge that. I'm also still looking for 6 more planks of wood so I can make a bed. Absolutely no clue where I would get those from. Unless they are also kind of down in the mine where the second mattock is. But what worries me is that there is some way to get there. Like a sort of semi-hidden path. We found one of those in one of the earlier episodes. But at this stage, I'm very unlikely to stumble on that. There's another path here. I'm wondering whether there's any way to get on that. Seen that before. One of the other levels, where there was a way you could take a path, then you would end up on one of these kind of paths that look like they're just in the background. But that time that had a piece of the instrument on it, so it was kind of a bit of a clue that we could actually get there, whereas this time, I don't know, maybe it is just a part of the background picture. Part of me is tempted to look up stuff online, but I still kind of feel that's a bit cheaty and defeating the point of this game. The point of this game is not to do stuff. I guess it's just it's all about waiting patiently. And I could just go away. I could leave the guy at home, and I could go away for. Well, how long would it take if we're going at, I don't know, 6 times speed? What's that? The next 40 days, maybe. Go away for 40 days and come back, and then we would probably the counter would probably be at 0. I also don't want to miss anything if stuff is happening in that time. But I also don't want to come back just to wander around aimlessly. We did find last time, actually, books lying on the floor in a place where I was pretty sure there were no books before, though we had been there before. That was a bit weird. That's the first thing that I've seen that has actually changed in a place that I've been before. So, it does make me think that there could be other stuff as well. Will change over time. This point in the caves is such a long way to get to. Nearly there. So going to be nothing there. There is. Not going to give us a way to climb up. It's a bit of a long shot. A high cliff. Not sure even one giant mushroom let us get up it. But we'll see. I think of doing. The big mushrooms have to be significant in some way. This particular point. Not sure where else that would be. Nope. It's still a tiny green mushroom. Oh. Okay, is there another spot where we could plant a mushroom? Could we plant a pink mushroom closer to that green one? Okay, we can harvest that one. Can we grow it near this one? Grow it here. We'll eat that. It's the closest spot. Wait, I left clicked and he planted it. He's not supposed to plant it unless I right click. Okay, well, the perfect soil for mushrooms of all kinds. I still think that could be a hint. I do still think that could be a hint. Try to bring these guys a bit closer together. Or even if I get a green one, and I don't know, I feel like we want to plant them much over here as we can. How close can I get? Maybe let's go get another green one. And then we'll have 2 pinks and 2 greens growing in close proximity. Maybe if we can just fill that whole cave there with mushrooms. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more that makes sense. Because we've already established we can't take the mushrooms below, because we can't go down the spider's web while we're carrying. Grab this one. as well. We should just plant as many as we can. Go a bit closer. Okay, did we bookmark the... Yeah, I think that's the purple mushroom location. Let's go grab some more. It's quite a walk to and from. Where we need to gather them and where we need to plant them. To here. Okay. Trying to find the next available spot for planting. Actually, it doesn't look like there is one. Test that out again. Didn't see any spots there. In case that might be enough. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, but I don't have one in my hands. It's not going to say grow. Obviously. Green. Okay, grab a green. Bring one of those back and plant it. And that will do. Then we'll just leave it and see whether anything amazing happens. And how many mushrooms we're going to need to mix. Hey Dark Coupon, how you doing? The mushroom hunting is going slowly. The plan is to try and plant a mix of them up in the cave up there. Because when the pink and the green mushrooms grow next to each other, they seem to interact to create these giant mushrooms. And my thinking is that maybe that will give us a way to get up the cliff there. Because we know from the map that there is a passage at the top of there that kind of goes somewhere. Guessing probably to the surface. I don't know. It's also about the only thing I can think of to do. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good, thank you. Can't complain. Guess. Grab the coal. Starting to feel like I'm running out of stuff to do here. Feel like I've found everywhere. Just about everywhere that there is to explore. Well, although these planks of wood that we need for the bed have to be somewhere. I just don't really know how to get there. Yes, I now work from home full time. So yeah, fortunately I've got a job that's that I can do that. And I can really work from home just as easily as I can from the office anyway. The day job I work with one guy in Vancouver and another guy in London, so I'm always working remotely effectively anyway. How about yourself? And what have you been playing recently as well? Are you still working on Oxygen Not Included? I have to say, I feel like I hit a wall with that. I felt like it was getting to be too much brain power and wasn't satisfying enough to do it. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to go back to that one. Which, yeah, it's annoying. I don't like bailing on games halfway through, but working from home since March, and will probably continue to do so when... Okay, so you work at a museum, okay. I did not realise you work at a museum. What do you do there? Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, my office. I mean, it's I'm working in an IT department for a fund management company, and they've always been very conservative about the whole work from home thing. I think they never really trust people working from home that they're actually working, and yeah, the pandemic really kind of forced their hand on that. And I think, yeah, obviously, like a lot of companies now, things will be different even when the pandemic's over, which is good. Yeah, I actually prefer working from home, I think. Like I said, I can do my job just as easily from home anyway, and there's fewer distractions than in the office, and you don't have to do the commute. I mean, my commute's not particularly bad. You know, like a half an hour, 20-minute drive and a 10-minute walk each way. But even so, like, not having to do that is still like an hour travelling time saved every day, so it's quite nice. I'm quite used to that now. Okay, let's see whether there's a spot for this mushroom. Here, nope. Okay, where's the first spot? Back this way. Long it there. Bro. Okay. Let's go get another. We'll get one more purple. And then hopefully that will be enough. Your title is Web Architect. Okay, pretty much all web strategy in depth for the museum and system organization. Okay, cool. Nice. I used to do web development a long time ago. Back around 2000. Yeah, Java web development. But I haven't done any web stuff for a long time. Still doing development, but it's all C# and all kind of internal facing applications. So. Some parts of our company are doing a fair amount of web stuff, but it seems tough to keep up with these days. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older. Easier to keep up with stuff when you're younger than when you get to my age. But yeah, keeping up with the pace of change. Hey, Railwork. Is it walking faster than normal? I think it might be you. Maybe you've just got used to him now. He seems like he's going speedy. I don't think so, unless it's the mushroom spores he's inhaling, giving him an extra boost. Still playing Oxygen Not Included? Okay. Enjoying it, but slow going. How far have you got now then? Yeah, it did feel did feel slow going. Yeah, for sure. I think what stage was I at? I was trying to the next thing I was going to do was try and figure out what to do with the hydrogen. Oh yeah, trying to solve my energy problem. I think that was the thing. I was struggling with the coal. What did I want? I wanted pink mushroom. Stop. That will do. Let's grab that one. And back to where is it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, and it felt kind of a stressful game to play as well. In a way that Factorio never did, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to go back to it. The next one I want to try is Dyson Sphere program. I don't know if you've heard of that. That seems to be massively popular on Twitch at the moment. And Steam, I think, as well. I think it's actually pretty high up in the Steam charts. Still early access, but kind of combination of Factorio and Satisfactory, I think. Yeah, I watched a few videos of it, and it looks nice. It does look nice. It looks very much like Factorio, but prettier. And that definitely has the potential to hit me right in the sweet spot, because yeah, stuff that looks pretty, that'll get me playing it. But yeah, I kind of want to. I feel like I've got lots of different games that I've been trying at the moment, and I kind of want to try not to have too many different things on the go at the once. Finish off some of the things that I started. And then only go on to that afterwards. You watch free streams of Dyson too, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess because it's still early access, and because everybody and his dog is streaming it on Twitch at the moment, there's kind of no rush to get into it. But I think, yeah, I think I will soon. But yeah, another one I'm looking forward to is that demo that I was streaming the other night, Roguebook, which looks like it's shaping up to be a very good. Slay the Spire clone is too harsh a way of describing it, because it's definitely more than that. But that does look like it's going to scratch the same kind of itch. And again, very pretty looking. I'm pretty excited for that. I'm gonna play some more of the demo of that, because the demo of that is super generous. It's basically the full game, even if it only. Wait, there's no spot to plant this mushroom. I thought there was another free spot here. I guess not. Guess not. Yeah, so yeah, they did a free demo of that in the Steam Game Festival, and then had a cunning scheme of pre-order the game, and we'll let you keep playing the demo after the Steam Festival ends, and we'll get rid of one of the kind of nerfs that we've put in the game on the second chapter of the game. So that did persuade me to pre-order it. I never pre-order games. I do not like pre-ordering games. I always wait until it comes out and there's been some reviews. But it does look really good. And it's by a dev whose games I've played before and really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But that's not till June. Not that I'm short of things to occupy my time until then. Okay, hang on, where am I going? So we planted mushrooms. I think that's probably all we can do. Maybe... No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a walk to the library, because last time there were some extra books dropped on the floor of one of the passageways, which I thought was a bit weird. So I don't know, maybe there's somebody secretly restocking the library who dropped some books on the way. I kind of want to go and check that out. It seems like a slim hope, but let's go see. And that'll take us through some areas that we haven't been to for a bit as well, so we can see if there's anything new there. And then we'll just wander back home, I think. What are you playing at the moment, Real Work? So these are the big mushrooms that I'm trying to grow up top. It is such a long way from the mushroom growing area to everywhere else. Can't be bothered to pick up the coal. And I have to go click the library again. Requires far too much effort. Gonna bother with the moss. I think we've still got more than enough for the bed. Find the other bits of wood. Here's the entrance to the library. After all that, you hear something on the bottom floor. Not entirely surprised. The rubble blocking the door is still there as well. Got home. Over. What time? The lead back to the palace. Exactly where I'd like to go. Okay, well, in that case, just head home. Unless we can find the 2 coins that the face needs, or 1 more disappointment, there's no reason to go back to the base. Mushroom growing here. To the halls of eternity. I don't know whether there's anything else there, but got everything out of there that we could. least burn that at home. Create a fire and that'll help time pass even faster. Cool. Okay. Things changed. Just need to leave it a little bit longer between check-ins. Every week now is going to be roughly 50 days. Probably only about 6 weeks away of real time of the end of the game, I guess. Surely something else. I can certainly check back in on the mushrooms next time and see how they're going. Things may well have happened there. Other than that, really have any ideas of where to go from? Okay. You have plenty of paper. You could make more drawings. Does every picture we put up on the wall speed up time, I wonder? Let's see whether there's any pictures that look cool, or any requests from chat. So if we use all of the colours that we have, we could do the musician, the abyss, the leaf. Those three: wound, grave, mutant, tragedy, weeping moon, and death. Those three: lake, house, lake we've already done. House, birth, night, full moon, and dreamer. Whether any of these pictures have any significance at all to gameplay, but soul, myself, damp lamp, friend, moon, eye, stars, and hand. If ladder, end, moon, heart, moon, eternity, we've already done. Ladder again. Well, Something still seems weird to me that this, I don't know, this symbol is the same as the symbol in the top left corner of the screen. Now, if there's something significant to that. Or you would even... does seem kind of unique. Oh, it's not found in any of the others. I'm gonna draw the heart. Got 9 bits of paper. We're still good. We save a piece of paper for when we get the yellow chalk, so we can complete our set of louse pictures. Lace pictures. Oh. There. I'm going any faster now. 7. I think it might be consistently going 7 seconds faster now, so we may well have sped up time there. Okay, let's make a fire. Regular fire. Seconds. Second of real time. Okay. Well, let's pop down in our chair and see whether there's something to read before bed. Read a book. What do we want to read? I think we're going to leave him reading the Iliad when we check out tonight. But we are going to read something shorter. First, should that be reading this? Have we got him reading this book, Zarathustra? No, we haven't, although it's only 150 pages, so. Fables 1, Poems 2. Bunch of Aesop's fables. Okay, let's read some fables. Realised they were as short as this. Okay, Aesop's fables. Part 1, Chapter 1. The Fox and the Grapes. A hungry fox saw some fine bunches of grapes hanging from a vine that was trained along a high trellis, and did his best to reach them by jumping as high as he could into the air. It was all in vain, for they were just out of reach. So he gave up trying and walked away with an air of dignity and unconcern, remarking, "Thought those grapes were ripe, but I see now they are quite sour." Hence the origin of the phrase sour grapes, I believe. The goose that laid the golden eggs. A man and his wife had the good fortune to possess a goose which laid a golden egg every day. Lucky though they were, they soon began to think that they were not getting rich fast enough, and imagining the bird must be made of gold. Inside, they decided to kill it in order to secure the whole store of precious metal at once. But when they cut it open, found it was just like any other goose. Thus, they neither got rich all at once, as they had hoped, nor enjoyed any longer daily addition to their wealth. Much wants more and loses all. The Cat and the Mice. There was once a house that was overrun with mice. A cat heard of this and said to herself, "That's the place for me." And off she went and took up her quarters in the house, and caught the mice one by one and ate them. At last the mice could stand it no longer, and they determined to take to their holes and stay there. That's not awkward," said the cat to herself. "The only thing to do is coax them out by a trick." So she considered a while, and then climbed up the wall and let herself hang down by her hind legs from a peg, and pretended to be dead. By and by, a mouse peeped out and saw the cat hanging there. "Aha!" it cried. "You're very clever, madam, no doubt. You may turn yourself into a bag of meal hanging there, if you like. You won't catch us coming anywhere near you. If you are wise, you won't be deceived by the innocent airs of those whom you have once found to be dangerous." I'm not sure I've heard that fable before. Mischievous Dog. There was once a dog who used to snap at people and bite them without any provocation, and who was a great nuisance to everyone who came to his master's house. So his master fastened a bell around his neck to warn people of his presence. The dog was very proud of the bell, and strutted about, tinkling it with immense satisfaction. But an old dog came up to him and said, "The fewer airs you give yourself, the better, my friend. You don't think, do you, that your bell was given you as a reward of merit? On the contrary, it is a badge of disgrace. Notoriety is often mistaken for fame." The charcoal burner and the fuller. There was once a charcoal burner who lived and worked by himself. The fuller, however, happened to come and settle in the same neighbourhood, and the charcoal burner, having made his acquaintance and finding he was an agreeable sort of fellow, asked him if he would come and share his house. "We shall get to know one another better that way," he said, "and, beside, our household expenses will be diminished." The fuller thanked him, but replied, "I couldn't think of it, sir. Why, everything I take such pains to whiten would be blackened in no time by your charcoal." The mice in council. Once upon a time, all the mice met together in council and discussed the best means of securing themselves against the attacks of the cat. After several suggestions had been debated, a mouse of some standing and experience got up and said, "I think I have hit upon a plan which will ensure our safety in the future, provided you approve and carry it out. It is that we should fasten a bell around the neck of our enemy the cat, which will, by its tinkling, warn us of her approach." This proposal was warmly applauded, and it had already been decided to adopt it, when an old mouse got upon his feet and said, "I agree with you all that the plan before us is an admirable one, but may I ask, who is going to bell the cat?" The Bat and the Weasels. A bat fell to the ground and was caught by a weasel, and was just going to be killed and eaten when it begged to be let go. The weasel said he couldn't do that because he was an enemy of all birds on principle. "Oh, but," said the bat, "I'm not a bird at all, I'm a mouse." "So you are," said the weasel. "Now I come to look at you," and he let it go. Some time after this, the bat was caught in just the same way by another weasel, and, as before, begged for its life. "No," said the weasel, "I never let a mouse go by any chance." "But I'm not a mouse," said the bat, "I'm a bird." "Why, so you are," said the weasel. He too let the bat go. Look and see which way the wind blows before you commit yourself. The Dog and the Sow. A dog and a sow were arguing, and each claimed that its own young ones were finer than those of any other animal. "Well," said the sow at last, "mine can see at any rate, when they come into the world. Yours are born blind." The Fox and the Crow. The crow was sitting on a branch of a tree with a piece of cheese in her beak when a fox observed her and set his wits to work to discover some way of getting the cheese. Coming and standing under the tree, he looked up and said, "What a noble bird I see above me! Her beauty is without equal, the hue of her plumage exquisite. If only her voice is as sweet as her looks are fair, she ought without doubt to be queen of the birds." Crow was hugely flattered by this, and just to show the fox that she could sing, she gave a loud caw. Down came the cheese, of course, and the fox, snatching it up, said, You have a voice, madam, I see. What you want is wits. The horse and the groom. There was once a groom who used to spend long hours clipping and combing the horse of which he had charge, but who daily stole a portion of his allowance of oats and sold it for his own profit. The horse gradually got into worse and worse condition, and at last cried to the groom, "If you really want me to look sleek and well, you must comb me less, feed me more." The Wolf and the Lamb. A wolf came upon a lamb straying from the flock, and felt some compunction about taking the life of so helpless a creature without some plausible excuse. So he cast about for a grievance and said at last, "Last year, sir, you grossly insulted me." "That is impossible, sir," bleated the lamb. "But I wasn't born then." "Well," retorted the wolf, "you feed in my pastures." "That cannot be," replied the lamb, "for I have never yet tasted grass." "You drink from my spring then," continued the wolf. "Indeed, sir," said the poor lamb, "I have never yet drunk anything but my mother's milk." "Well, anyhow," said the wolf, "I'm not going without my dinner." And he sprang upon the lamb and devoured it without more ado. The Peacock and the Crane. A peacock taunted a crane with the dullness of her plumage. "Look at my brilliant colours," said she, "and see how much finer they are than your poor feathers." "I'm not denying," replied the crane, "that yours are far gayer than mine. But when it comes to flying, I can soar into the clouds, whereas you are confined to the earth like any dunghill cock." The Cat and the Birds. A cat heard that the birds in an aviary were ailing, so he got himself up as a doctor, and, taking with him a set of the instruments proper to his profession, presented himself at the door and inquired after the health of the birds. "We shall do very well," they replied, "without letting him in, when we've seen the last of you. A villain may disguise himself, but he will not deceive the wise." The Spendthrift and the Swallow. The spendthrift, who had wasted his fortune and had nothing left but the clothes in which he stood, saw a swallow one fine day in early spring. Thinking that summer had come, and that he could now do without his coat, he went and sold it for what it would fetch. A change, however, took place in the weather, and there came a sharp frost which killed the unfortunate swallow. When the spendthrift saw its dead body, he cried, "Miserable bird! Thanks to you, I am perishing of cold myself." One swallow does not make summer. Did not realise that was where that came from. Okay, one more. The Old Woman and the Doctor. An old woman became almost totally blind from a disease of the eyes, and after consulting a doctor, made an agreement with him in the presence of witnesses. She should pay him a high fee if he cured her, while if he failed, he was to receive nothing. The doctor accordingly prescribed a course of treatment, and every time he paid her a visit, he took away with him some article out of the house, until at last, when he visited her for the last time, and the cure was complete, there was nothing left. When the old woman saw that the house was empty, she refused to pay him his fee, and, after repeated refusals on her part, he sued her before the magistrates for payment of her debt. On being brought into court, she was ready with her defence. "The claimant," said she, "has stated the facts about our agreement correctly. I undertook to pay him a fee if he cured me, and he, on his part, promised to charge nothing if he failed. Now he says I am cured. I say that I am blinder than ever, and I can prove what I say. When my eyes were bad, I could at any rate see well enough to be aware that my house contained a certain amount of furniture and other things. Now, when, according to him, I am cured, I am entirely unable to see anything there at all." Okay, that was some of Aesop's fables. I'm not sure I've ever sat down and read any of those, ever, in my life. So there you go. Okay, well, let's leave the shade reading a book by himself. How long's the Iliad? 301 pages. Excellent. Okay, well, we will leave him reading that. I'm still hopeful that one of these books is going to contain some secret thing partway through that he will discover when he's doing his idle reading. Hopefully we don't have to be reading through all of these ourselves to find any of this stuff. Who knows? Anyway, we will leave him there. And we'll check back in on again. We will check back in on him again about a week from now, I think. And then we'll go back and check on our mushrooms as well and see how they're doing. But until then, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day, or have a good day tomorrow, depending on what time it is where you are now. And until next time, this is BDA Limey signing out. Bye for now.